when you check your bank account after a shopping trip. And it turns out that feeling is super common. Why? Because the decisions we make with our money, they're just not as logical as we like to think. So what's actually happening here? What if I told you that according to neuroscience, almost 90% of our buying decisions are driven by emotion? 90? That's huge. It means that even when we think we're being super rational, comparing prices and features, our feelings are really the ones calling the shots. So look, this isn't about you being bad with money. Not at all. This is about a fundamental tug of war that happens in our heads every single time we're about to buy something. Let's dive into that internal battle. Okay, so picture it like this. There are two players inside your mind. First, you've got your rational brain. This is the one that's patiently making pro-con lists and checking all the reviews. But then you've got your emotional brain, and it is fast. It gets that jolt from a 50% off sign. It reacts to stress after a long day, or it gets hit hard by FOMO, the fear of missing out. And here's the kicker. It usually makes the decision to buy before your rational side even has a chance to chime in. But what if you can learn to manage that emotional knee-jerk reaction? What if you had a secret weapon to help you navigate this crazy world of consumerism? Well, you do, and it's called emotional intelligence. Now, emotional intelligence, or EI for short, it isn't about becoming some kind of robot and just shutting down your feelings. Actually, it's the exact opposite. It's the skill of noticing an emotion. Hey, I'm feeling stressed. Understanding why it's there and then deciding how to act. It's all about putting yourself back in the driver's seat of your own mind. And this really gets to the heart of it all. We've been taught to think that buying power is just about having more money. But the real power isn't in your bank account. It's in your ability to control the emotional impulses that can drain that account, no matter how big or small it is. True power is about control. So how do we actually get that control? Well, EI gives us 5 key areas to focus on. First up is self-awareness. That's just noticing, oh, I'm stress shopping right now. That leads right into self-regulation, which is the power to just pause instead of immediately clicking buy. Motivation is what links that pause to your bigger life goals, like saving up for that big trip. And then empathy and social skills help you deal with the outside world, from buying better gifts to saying no to that pressure to keep up with everyone else. Of course, this isn't just an internal struggle, is it? There are some pretty powerful external forces at play too. Marketers are absolute pros at targeting our emotional brain, and believe me, they have a playbook for it. You've seen these tricks a million times. That original price crossed out to make the new price look like a steal, that's called anchoring. That little rush of panic when a website screams, only 2 left in stock. That's scarcity. And that little bestseller tag that suddenly makes an item seem like the safest choice, that's social proof. These aren't just clever sales tactics, they're psychological traps, and an emotionally intelligent shopper learns to spot them and ask, wait, do I actually want this, or am I just being played? Here's a simple way to think about it. Every single ad, every sale, every influencer post, it's a message aimed directly at your wallet. Your emotional intelligence is the filter. It's your personal firewall that catches the emotional manipulation and only lets the stuff that's truly valuable to you get through. Okay, so we get the theory. We understand the problem. But how do we actually put this into practice? Let's get you equipped with a few simple, powerful tools you can start using like today. All right, this one is your first line of defense against those impulse buys. We'll call it the smart spending pause. When you feel that urge to buy something that isn't an absolute essential, here's what you do. Step 1, just wait 48 hours. Seriously, that simple delay is usually enough for the emotional high to wear off. Step 2, ask yourself honestly, is this a true need or is this an emotionally driven want? And finally, step 3, think about the emotional return on investment. Is this purchase going to bring you lasting joy or just a quick, fleeting hit of satisfaction? And if you want to take it to the next level, try this. We're all used to financial budgets, right? But what about creating an emotional budget? This means you intentionally set aside resources, time, money, energy, for the things that genuinely recharge you. We're talking self-care, hobbies, time with friends. See, it's not about restriction. It's about being strategic with your joy. You might just find that a $50 picnic with your family gives you a way higher emotional return than that $200 gadget ever could. Because ultimately, this is about so much more than just saving a few bucks. When you start flexing that emotional intelligence muscle as a consumer, it creates this ripple effect that can genuinely improve your entire life. So what's the real payoff? Well, for one, you'll pretty much eliminate that awful buyer's remorse feeling. You'll start to naturally align your spending with what you actually care about, whether that's sustainability or supporting local shops. You'll find yourself prioritizing memorable experiences over just stuff, which study after study shows leads to way more happiness. So the end result isn't just a healthier bank account. It's a real, measurable increase in your overall well-being. So the next time you're about to buy something, remember this. Your most powerful financial tool isn't your credit card, it's not your income, it's your self-awareness. It's that tiny, crucial pause between feeling an urge and acting on it. That is your real buying power. So the only question left is, are you ready to use it?